problem, that is Diskester algorithm. What is the another name for Diskester algorithm? What is the another name for Diskester algorithm? Shortest path to problems we are discussing, right? So in that we have discussed Diskester algorithm, which is also known as single source shortest path problem. So what we'll do in this single source shortest path problem, a source will be given. What is the distance to travel from source to the destination with a minimum cost that we have to identify, right? So second problem is TSP, that is traveling salesperson problem. Second shortest path problem is traveling salesperson. TSP problem is traveling salesperson problem, right? So this traveling salesperson problem, it is similar to the Hamiltonian graph or Hamiltonian cycle. So it is similar to Hamilton cycle. Now, can anyone tell me what is a Hamilton cycle? We have discussed the Euler's graph and Hamilton graph, right? There I told you what is a Hamilton cycle. Can anyone define a Hamilton cycle? No idea. What is a Hamilton cycle? Yes, am I audible, ma? Am I audible? Now, tell me what is a Hamilton cycle? What is Euler path and Hamilton path? Do you remember or not? Euler path means a graph is said to be a Euler graph if it contains a Euler circuit. What do you mean by Euler circuit? Starting from one vertex, if you are traversing the graph such that every edge in the graph should be visited exactly once and coming back to the same vertex. Start traversing the graph from one vertex, traverse through all the edges in the graph exactly once and come back to the starting vertex. Then we'll call it as a Euler graph. That means there exists a Euler circuit. So next, Hamilton circuit means what? Here in case of Euler circuit, we'll concentrate about the visiting of the edges exactly once. So in this Hamilton circuit, we'll concentrate about visiting of the vertices exactly once. So start from one vertex, go through all the vertices in the graph exactly once and come back to the same point. That is what a Hamilton circuit. So your traveling salesperson is similar to the Hamilton circuit, right? So which means that there is a person, a salesperson is there. We have a salesperson who is going to sell some of the products. The person is selling some products. One second, huh? So we have a traveling person who is selling some of his products, right? So now what this person has to do is he starts selling his product from one place and he has to go through all the places. He has to go through all the places and should come back to the starting point. That means let us suppose he started selling, he took his appointment at head office. Assume that the head office is at some Narayanaguda, right? So first he has to take his joining letter or whatever it is, right? Next, or he has to collect the products from this head office, right? Next, what this person has to do, he has to sell all these products by traveling or by visiting all the places, such that suppose if this head office, if this region is including some 10 places, if this under this head office, if you have 10 places, then this person has to go through all the 10 places. Like he has to go through Kachiguda, he has to go to Koti, he has to go to Narayanaguda, he has to go to Hinayak Nagar, Chikadpalli, RTCX stores. Like that, he has to go through all the products. At the end of the day, once he's sold all his product, he has to come back to the head office and should give the status to the higher authorities. It is something like that. Is it clear, ma? There is a salesperson where this person has to start selling his products from one place and has to go through all the places. He has to visit all the places and should come back to the same starting point. So when you compare it with the graph, then we can say that all these places are equivalent to the vertices in the graph. So when you compare this with the graph, how can you define this traveling salesperson problem? This person has to start at one vertex and he has to go through all the vertices in the graph. All the vertices should be visited exactly once and he should come back to the starting vertex. That is what is traveling salesperson problem. So, and what is this? Why we are this problem is coming under shortest path problem? Here we need to identify what is the shortest distance which covers all the vertices and come back to the starting point. That shortest distance you have to identify. Which suppose if 10 places are there, like some 1, 2, 3 up to 10, then the person may start his tour at first place. After that he may go to 3, after that he may go to 7, 5, 9, like after that he may go to 10 and he may go back to 1, right? Or else he can choose another path. Like that, he will have more than one option to visit all the places. More than one option are there. But which option will give you the best result, or which option will give you the less distance or less time or less cost? That less is more important. So that is the required solution, right? So how many possible solutions we have? The more number of ways will be there, or more number of possibilities the person will have to visit all the places, right? All the possible solutions are known as the feasible solutions. All the possible solutions are known as the feasible solution. Among all the possible solution, one will be the best solution. That means one solution will give you the less distance, right? Or will include less time. That is known as the optimal solution. Really type in. Install this. Okay. So all the possible solutions are known as the feasible solution, and the best solution is known as the optimal solution. This is what a traveling salesperson problem. Is it clear? If yes, then I'll explain how to get that shortest path problem. We'll explain with an example. Is it clear, ma? Is the concept is clear? The traveling salesperson problem. Simple thing is, should start from one vertex, has to go through all the vertices in the graph exactly once, and should come back to the starting point. Yes, is it clear? What happened today? No response. How it is different. In the previous algorithm, we are just finding the shortest path from source to destination. There we may or may not cover all the vertices. For example, whatever the last example I explained it there in the previous class, there what happened? In the second row, we got for both, for B and A. I don't know whether you remember it or not. You please go through the last example that we discussed in the last class. There in the second row, for B and E, we got the same distance as 2, right? Then what we are choosing, either we will choose B or we will choose E. We will either choose B or E. So whichever is giving you the shortest path, that will be chosen. Suppose if we choose E, we have to go from A to E, E to F. If you choose B, we have to go from A to B, B to D, D to F or something, right? So there we are not covering all the vertices. We are just moving from, we are just finding the distance, shortest distance from source to the destination. Whereas in traveling salesperson, the person has to visit all the vertices. He has to go through all the places. All the vertices should be covered. That is the reason we are comparing it with the Hamilton cycle. Is it clear now? Any doubts? Now let us see one example. So here, sometimes they may give you the graph direct. The graph, if the graph is given, and if you are asked you to find the shortest path using TSP, then you have to convert that graph into adjacency matrix, corresponding adjacency matrix. You know how to convert a matrix into the graph into adjacency matrix, right? Sometimes they may give you the matrix directly. Directly they may give you the matrix. So here I am directly giving you the matrix. Here a 4 by 4 matrix is given. That means there are 4 vertices in the graph. Your graph contains 4 vertices. The distance of traveling from 1 to 1 is 0, 1 to 2 is 3, 1 to 3 is 8, 1 to 5 is 5. Like that, what is the distance of traveling from every vertex to every other vertex is given, right? Suppose if your given matrix is not a square matrix, if the given matrix is not a square matrix, then you have to convert it into a square matrix by adding required column or row. Suppose if a matrix of size 3 by 4 is given, you need to make it into a square matrix of size 4 by 4. That means you have to add a dummy row with all zeros. You need to add a dummy row with all zeros. Suppose if the size of the matrix is 4 by 3, to make it into a square matrix of 4 by 4, you have to add a column with all zeros, right? So the first step is you should have a square matrix before you proceed with to the next point. So you should have a square matrix. But in our example here we got a square matrix, so no need to add any rows and columns. Clear? And one more point is here the distance of traveling from a vertex to itself, it is given as 0. So yes, it is 0 only. But in our TSP problem, we will be considering it as infinity. You will understand why I am considering it as infinity instead of 0. Is it clear, ma? So in TSP, the distance of traveling from a vertex to itself, instead of 0, we are considering it as infinity. When we go into the next step, then you will understand why it is infinity. Clear, ma? This is the first point. Next, second point is perform row reduction. Perform row reduction. Row reduction means identify the smallest element in every row. Identify the smallest element in every row and each element in that row should be subtracted from the smallest element. Each element in the row should be subtracted from the smallest value element. Clear? So identify the smallest element in every row and that element should be subtracted from the every element, from each element in the row. Here, so then whatever the matrix you obtain after performing this operation is known as a reduced matrix. Reduced matrix. Clear? So the first step is get a row reduced matrix. Next step is get a column reduced matrix. That means in the second step we got row reduced matrix. Now you have to consider this reduced matrix, not the original matrix. On consider this reduced matrix and identify the smallest element in every column, and each element in that column should be subtracted from that smallest element. Whatever the resultant matrix you got is a column reduced matrix. Right? These are the two steps that you need to perform. Now you tell me why I have considered infinity instead of 0. Why I have considered the distance of traveling from a vertex to itself as infinity. Why we have considered infinity instead of 0? The distance from n to m. Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me? We get negative weights. No. How do we get the negative weights? What is that? What did I tell you? Because we are taking the maximum distance first. No, we are considering the smallest element, and that smallest element you are subtracting. Let us suppose if it is 0 here. In every row, you have to identify the smallest element. What is the smallest element in this row? 0. Here also it is 0. Here also 0. So when you subtract a 0 from every element, you will get the same value. Similarly, in this column, the smallest element is 0, 0, 0, 0. When you subtract the smallest element from every element in this column, you will get the same, right? That means if you will get a 0 here, if the distance, if you consider it as 0, after performing the row reduction and column reduction also, the matrix is not going to be changed. That is the reason you are considering infinity instead of 0. Why? Because if you consider 0, always the smallest element will be 0 only. Is it clear now? Now let us go into our example. Let me take the matrix and perform the row reduction and column reduction. Now, first step is perform the row reduction. What is the smallest element in the first row? 3. In the second row, it is again 3. Here it is 2. Here it is 7. Now, subtract 3 from every element in the row. So, infinity minus 3, it is again infinity only. So, there is no change for infinity. So it is infinity. 3 minus 3 is 0. 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. In the second row, the smallest element is again 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. Infinity. 14 minus 3 is 11. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now in the third row, the smallest element is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Infinity. 0. 7 minus 7, 0. 8 minus 7, 1. 13 minus 7, 6. Infinity, right? This is the row reduced matrix. Now, next step is get the column reduced matrix. That means identify the smallest element in every row and subtract that element, right? So there will be no change in 1, 3, and 4 columns. Why? Because the smallest element is 0 only. The smallest element is 0. Therefore, only change will come in third column. Let me see what is that change. So no change in the first column as the smallest element is 0. If you subtract 0 from every element, you will get the same. Same with the second column also. In the third column, the smallest element is 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. 11 minus 5 is 6. Infinity minus 5 is infinity. 6 minus 5 is 1. And here also, the smallest element is 0 only. So there will be no change. Okay. Now we got the column reduced matrix and row reduced matrix. Is it clear? Take down the two matrices first. Next step I'll explain. Take this, this is row reduced matrix. This is row reduction and this is column reduction. Next, third step is here compulsory you will get a 0, right? Why? Because when you perform, when you take it, consider the row reduction, you are subtracting the smallest element from every element. That means in every row, compulsory you will get a 0. Same with every column also. You are subtracting the smallest element from every column, means in every column also you will get a minimum of 1 0, right? So next step is select a 0 element. Select a 0 element in such a way that there is only one selection. There is only one selection in every row and column. In every row and column. Consider, select a 0, the element with 0, in such a way that there should be only one selection in one row and corresponding column. Clear? I will see how it is. So let me draw the matrix first. So this is the matrix we got, right? Now you need to select. Now first go to the first row. You need to select a 0 such that every row, every column should contain 1 0. So let me select this 0. Whenever I select this 0, in this row, there should be only one selection. So the next 0 you can cross. Just cross the next 0. So you have selected 1 0 in this row. That means in this column also there should not be any selection, as there are no zeros in this column, so you cannot select. Now go to the second row. So second row, do we have a 0 here? So select this 0. Whenever I select a 0 in this row, there should be no selection in the corresponding column. In this column there should be no selection. Now when you go to this third row, there is no possibility of selecting a 0. When you go to this fourth row, you can select this 0. Two from in the first vertex, in the first row we have selected 2. So the path is from 1 to 2. Now go to the second row. 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Now go to the fourth row. 4 to 1. So this is the path. It started. What are the two conditions to be satisfied for a traveling salesperson? Starting vertex should be the ending vertex. Second point is all the vertices should be covered. Here, how many vertices you are having? 1, 2, 3, 4. First point, starting vertex is similar to the, equal to the same as the ending vertex. So first point is satisfied. But what about the second point? Have we visited all the vertices 1, 2, 3, 4? No. In this path, the vertex 3 is not covered. The vertex 3 is not covered. So if both the conditions were not satisfied, then we can say that the above one is not a solution. The above path is not a solution. Is it clear? Is it clear, ma? So if this is not the solution, you can go to the next step to get the feasible solutions. Take down this. Let me know if you have any doubts in third point. Meanwhile, you take this. Finish, ma? Explain third point. You take down this, I'll erase the matrix and we'll explain again. If I mark in the same matrix, it will be confusing for you. Take down, ma, one more time, I'll explain third point. 3 points I should explain or only the point 3? Anil Kumar. I'll explain one more time. Okay, I'll explain one more time. Meanwhile, you take this selection, you please can write it in your book. If you are finished, I'll erase it. Shall I erase, ma? So what is the column reduced matrix we got? So in this column reduced matrix, after performing the column reduced matrix, the minimum element we got is 0. Right? In the matrix, in the whole matrix, what is the minimum element, ma? 0. So you need to consider 0 for selection. Consider a 0 for. So as the minimum element in the matrix is 0, now therefore you can consider the element 0 for selection. Now, how this selection should be performed? You can select a 0 element such a way that in every row and column, there should be only one selection. There should be only one selection. One selection should be there in first every row and column, right? Now go to the first row. In the first row, do we have a 0? Yes, we have 0 in two places, right? So either you can choose this or you can choose this. Suppose if you choose this, we'll see what will happen. Now, if I choose this 0, then what happens? You have to cross this 0. Why? Because in every row, there should be only one selection. In this column, there should be only one selection which I have selected. Right? So, in this same column, there should not be no other selection. Why? Because this is the selection corresponds to this row and this column. Clear? As there are no zeros in the same column, the second column, so no need to deselect any zero, cross any zeros. Now go to the second row. In the second row, we have a 0 here. So let's select this. When you have a 0 here, you should not have any selections in the column. So you have to cross this. Now go to the third row. We don't have any zeros here. So you cannot consider, you cannot select any element. Go to the fourth column. We have a 0 here. When you have a 0 here, there should not be any zeros in the same column as there are no zeros, right? Now, we have identified we have made the selections in all the rows and columns. So, in the first row, we got a selection. Second row, there is a selection. In the third row, there is no possibility to select a 0. In the fourth row also, we have a selection. In the first row column, second column, and fourth column, we got the selections. In the third column, there is no possibility to select a 0. Therefore, identify the path. The path is from 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Now go to the second row. 2 to 4. Go to the fourth row. 4 to 1. So when you observe this path, it started at vertex 1 and ended at vertex 1. So one condition for TSP problem is satisfied. But the second condition, that is covering all the vertices, that is not satisfied. Why? Because the vertex 3 is not covered in this path. The vertex 3 is not covered. That means whenever I choose a 0, this 0, I am unable to get the solution. Next, what you have to do? You can select. In the first row, we have two possibilities, right? For selection. Either I can select this 0 or I can select this 0. Whenever I select this 0, I am unable to get the solution. So you need to go for another possibility. The next option, that is, you can select this 0 and deselect this. Now let us see what will happen, whether we'll get the solution or not, we'll see now. Okay. So here what? So infinity 0, 0, 2, right? 1 infinity, this is infinity 1 infinity 6 0, 2 3 infinity 0, 0 1 1 infinity, right? Now whenever I select this 0, I'm unable to get the solution. Let me select this 0. Suppose if I select this 0, you have to cross this, right? In the same column, there should not be any selection. Now go to the second row. In the second row, we have this selection, right? We have this 0, so you can select it. When I select this 0, you should not select this. And there is no possibility for selection in the third row. In the fourth row, I can select this. Okay? Suppose then what can be the path? 1 2 3. Now go to the third row. In the third row, we don't have any selection. So after that, we are unable to go to the next point. From the vertex 3, we are unable to go to the next point. So this is also not a solution. Not a solution. Okay. So like that, in the traveling salesperson problem, we have to go to all the possibility, all the possible solutions you have to consider. Whatever the possibilities we have, all possibilities you have to consider. Among all the possibilities, which is giving you the minimum, that will be your optimal solution. That is the reason when you remember, I don't know whether you remember it or not. At the time of Hamilton cycle, I told you that Hamilton cycle is a non-polynomial problem. That means if it is a Euler graph, by considering the edge, degrees of the vertices, you can easily say whether the graph is Euler graph or not. But that is not possible for Hamilton cycles, except for complete graph. If any other graph is given, you have to go through all the possible paths, right? Just to check whether there exists a Hamilton circuit or not. In the same way, in traveling salesperson problem also, you have to go through all the possibilities to get the optimal solution. Therefore, it is also known as a non-polynomial problem. That means the time when the solution will come, that time is not known before. If it is a Euler graph, once you find the degrees of all the vertices, you can easily say whether there exists a Euler graph or not. But that is not possible for Hamilton cycles or traveling salesperson problem. If the number of vertices increases, then the time required will be more. All the possibilities you have to check. Now coming to this problem, in this problem, whenever you choose zero for selection, you are unable to get the solution. Now, what is the next minimum element in the matrix? The next minimum element is 0. So, in the next step, you consider the element 1 for selection such that there should be only one selection in every row and column. Is it clear, ma? Is it clear now? Have you all understood this third point? Now, go to the next step. In the fourth step, consider the next minimum element in the matrix. The next minimum element in the matrix. What is the next minimum element? 1 for selection. Now you consider 1 for selection such that in every row and column there should be only one selection. In every row and column there should be only one selection. Yes. Now let me draw the matrix again. Now go to the first row. Do we have a 1 in the first row? No. So as of now, leave the first row. Now go to the second row. Do we have a 1 in the second row? Yes, we have a 1. So you can select this 1. Whenever I have selected this 1 in the same row. Now here we are considering 1 for selection, right? So with 1, if you are unable to select in every row and column, then you can consider 0. That is the reason I didn't do any marking in the first row. Why? Because we don't have 1. So go to the second row. Here we have a 1. So you can select this 1. Now in the same row, you can deselect this 0. Why? Because we have already one selection in the row. Now in the same column, you cannot select this 0. Just to cross it. Why? Because there should be only one selection in the column and row. Now go to the third row. Here also, you don't have any selection. You don't have any 1. Now go to the fourth row. Now in this fourth row, we have 2 ones. That means either you can choose this one or you can choose this one. Right? And here in this total matrix, how many 3s you are having? 1, 2, 3. That means there are 3 possibilities. You have to check all the 3 possibilities. Let me assume that this is first case. In the first case, I have considered this one as my first selection. Next, in the second case, you can consider this one as your first selection. After that, in the third case, you consider this one as your first selection and do the remaining selection with respect to that. So consider all the 3 possibilities. If you are able to get the exact correct path, that means which covers all the vertices, we'll call them as the feasible solutions. Whichever is minimum, that will be your optimal solution. So here you have to go to all the three cases. So in the first case, I have made this one as my first selection. With respect to this, I am doing the other selection. Now in the fourth row, I have selected this one, so you cannot select this one. So now column wise, you come column wise mark. So in the first column, you have a selection. In the second column, you have a selection. In the third column, we have a one, but which cannot be selected. Why? Because already there is a selection in the fourth row. Therefore, only possibility is you have to select this zero. That is the only possibility. Yes, ma'am. Who is that? Any doubts? Let me finish this, ma. After that, you ask me for the doubts. In the middle, I may get confused. You may also may get confused. Close. Don't disturb me in the middle. Once I finish this, you can ask me the doubt. So in the first row, this is the only possibility because I cannot choose this. Why? Because here we have a selection. Therefore, you cannot choose this. Now we have a selection in the second row and in the third row. Now coming to the fourth row, we have only one possibility. That is select this zero. So in every row we have selections. In every column also we have selection. Now let me write the path. Try to write the path. That is from the first row, 1, 2, 3. We have selected 3 in the first row. Now go to the third row, 3 to 4. Go to the fourth row, 4 to 2. Go to the second row, 2 to 1. Right? When you observe this path, it started and ended at the same vertex, and it has covered all the vertices 1, 2, 3, 4. So both the points are satisfied. Therefore, we can say that twenty. So in the same way, you have to identify. You have to go with the second case and third case, identify the path and compare the cost. Okay? First take down this. After that, we'll see the second case and third case. Now you tell me if you have any doubts. Do you have any doubts, ma? Yes or no? If you are clear with the is it clear? If yes, you please copy this one. Sit properly. ఎంత ఫోన్ హిందీ హిందీ తీసుకున్నారు చరణ్ సార్ ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉందా? ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉందా ఇప్పుడు? హిందీ హిందీ హోంవర్క్ వాట్సాప్ చేయమని రాసుకుంది. ఒక్కొక్కండి హిందీ హోంవర్క్ వాట్సాప్ చేయమని. ఫినిష్ మా? అర్థమైందా? Please take down this fast. English మొత్తం రాసాను. 5 questions. Fill in the blanks. స్టార్ట్ ఎక్కడ కూర్చుండో. తమ్ముడు తిన్నాడా? Shall I erase it, ma? Speak up, Shall. Shall I erase it, ma? నువ్వు పెట్టిన హలో next what we can do is here we consider this one as for selection, right? Next first we'll consider this one for selection in the second case. In the third case we will consider this one for selection. Clear? Let us go to the second case, case 2. Let me draw the matrix one more time. Please go. Infinity 0, 0, 2, 1, infinity 6, 0, 2, 3, infinity 0, 0, 1, 1 infinity. Right? Now what we can do is, here I'll consider this one for my first selection. Instead of this one, I'll consider this. Why? Because we have 3 ones, means 3 possible solutions you may get. Right? So whenever I have made a selection, in the same row, you cannot select any 1 and 0. So in the same column also, you cannot select this. Whenever I have crossed this, in the same row, there is only one possibility for selection. There is only one possibility for selection, that is this 0. Clear? Now, coming to this second row. In the second row, we have a 1 here. So, select this. Whenever I select this, you cannot select this 0. Right? So in this same column, whenever I deselect this 0, you must select this 0. Clear? So let me check whether we had second row, third row, and fourth row. Now let me write the path. The path is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? The path is 1, 2, 3. Now go to the third row, 3 to 4. Go to the fourth row, 4 to 2. Go to the second row, 2 to 1. Right? So started and ended at the same vertex, covered all the vertices. Therefore, it is a feasible solution. It is a feasible solution. Identify the cost with cost as Same thing. I think this is also the previous part. We got the same part what we got in first case, right? So what is the cost of 1 to 3? 8. 3 to 4 is 2. 4 to 2 is 8. 2 to 1 is 4. So when you add this, you'll get same 22. Clear, ma? Now in the third case, what you can do is instead of this one, you select this one first. Right? Let me write the third case. తీసుకో నచ్చింది తీసుకో మరి ఎక్కువ ఇంకోటి తెచ్చుకోకు రైట్ సో నా ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్ వాట్ యూ కెన్ డూ నీకు నచ్చింది తెచ్చుకోకు now what you can do is instead of this one I'll select this one first. If I select this one in the same row you should not have any other selections. Now in the same column there should not be any other selections. Whenever I deselect this 0, there is only one possibility to select 0 in the first row, right? Now go to the second row. Now in the second row, you can select, we have 1 and 0. So you can select this one. Whenever I select this one, you cannot select this 0. Whenever you have deselected this 0, you must select this 0 in this column, right? Now in the third row, we have already selection. Let me check whether we have selected in every row and column. First row selection is there, second row, third row, fourth row. Column wise you check first column, second column, third column, fourth column, right? Now try to write the path. The path is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First row to second. 1, 2, 2. Now go to the second row, 2 to 1, right? So when you observe this path, it started and ended at the same vertex, but it doesn't cover all the vertices, doesn't cover 3, 4. Therefore, it is not a feasible solution, not a feasible solution. That means whenever you consider 0 for selection, you didn't get any solution, right? Whenever you consider 1 for selection, you got, in the first case, we got the solution. In the second case also, we got the solution, right? Let us suppose if instead of 22, if you got another value, then you have to compare case 1 and case 2. Whichever is minimum, that will be your optimal solution. But in our example, both case 2 and case 3 are, as they are the feasible solution, and both are giving you the same cost, therefore both are the optimal solution. Therefore you can write the optimal solution as 1, 2, 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 1 with a minimum cost of 22. Clear, ma? Is it clear? Is every one of you understand? Why didn't we get 1 to? Why didn't we get? If the path is 1 to 2, 2 to 1, traveling salesperson means what? The salesperson has to go through all the vertices. He has to visit all the places, no? But 1 to 2, 2 to 1 means what? Started and ended at the same point, but in the middle, we haven't covered all the vertices, right? That is the reason we cannot consider that as a solution. Is it clear, Shravya? Shravya. అర్థమైందా? After 1 to 2, why didn't we go to 4? అదే కదా చెప్పాను. Go to this matrix. Go to the selections ma. In the first row, we had a selection at 2. So 1 to 2. So we have to go to the second row. In the second row, we had a selection at 1. So 2 to 1. That means ఇది ఎక్కడనే రిపీట్ అవుతుంటది. Again go to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 1. Take down. Finished, ma? Example, you try, ma. అర్థమా కనిపెట్టిన క్లాస్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు take down this matrix. Five matrix. So given is a square matrix, so no need to add any rows and columns. Now take the entries in the matrix. All of you take down this and find the shortest path, ma. 5 vertices are there. So first step is get the row reduced matrix. Identify the minimum element in every row and subtract it from each element. After that, get the column matrix, and after that, you select the minimum element 0 for selection. If you are unable to get the path with 0, consider the next minimum element what you get after column reduction. Try to do it, ma. I'll give you some 10 to 15 minutes of time. We'll see whether you are able to do or not. Do it. Everyone should try, ma. I'm missing lava. It's like but using it too. I will put the data missing lava. You can matrix we got after this. So in every row, identify the smallest element.
Hello. Akka, capita vastunda. Leave it with you. నేను కూడా వాళ్ళ క్లాస్కి
So in the first row, the minimum element is 1. So subtract it from every element. Then you'll get 2 minus 1, 1, 4, 6, 0. In the second row, minimum element is 2. Subtract it. Then you'll get 1, 6, 0. In the third row, the minimum element is 4. So when you subtract, when you'll get 4, 3, infinity, 0, 3 again. In the fourth row, the minimum element is 4. So when you subtract, you'll get 4, 0, 2, infinity, 1. In the next row, it is 1. The minimum element is 1. So you'll get 2, 1, 7, infinity. So this is row reduced matrix. Second step is get the column reduced matrix. So in the first column, the minimum element is 0. So there will not be any change in the first column. It will be, this is 8. 12 minus 4 is 8. 0. In the second column, again, it is minimum element is 0. So there will be no change in the second column too. In the third column, the minimum element is 1. So subtract it from every element. Then you will get 3, 0, infinity, 1, 0. In the fourth column and fifth column also, the minimum elements are 0. So there will be no change in the fourth and fifth columns. Yeah. So this is the row reduced and column reduced matrix we got. Next, as the minimum element in the whole matrix is 0, so you can consider 0 for selection first. Is it clear, ma'am? Next, what you can do is consider the element 0 for selection. Consider the element 0 for selection. Then what you will get? Let us see whether you will get the path or not if you consider 0 for selection. One second, ma. Now consider 0 for selection, then so this is the column reduced matrix we got, right? Now I'm considering 0 for selection. So go to the first row. In the first row, we have only 1 0. So select this 0. Whenever I have selected this 0, you should not have any selections in the same column. So you can cross this 0. Whenever I cross this 0, you have to select this 0 in the second row. Whenever I selected this 0, there should not be any selections in this column. So you can deselect this. Whenever I deselected this, you must select this 0 in this column, right? Now we have selection in first row and second column. Now go to the third row. We have only 1 0. So you must select this. In the fourth row, there is only 1 0. So you have selections in column wise as well as row wise. Now try to write the path and check whether it is a feasible solution or not. The path is A to E. So now go to each row, E to A. So here started and ended at the same vertex, but in the middle, all the vertices are not covered, doesn't cover B, C, D vertices. Therefore, it is not a feasible solution, not a feasible solution. So here, when you observe here, in every row we have only 1 0. So there is no other possibility, right? Suppose if you have one more 0 here, if I select this 0, if you are unable to get the solution, then you will consider this 0 for selection first. Like that, we will choose, we have to go through all the possibilities. But if you consider 0 for selection, there is no other possibility. This is the only possibility which is not a feasible solution. So what you have to do, you need to consider the next minimum element in the matrix, which is 1 for selection, and check whether we'll get the selection path or not. How many ones we have here? 1, 2, and 3. 3 ones you are having means you should have, you have to go through all the 3 possible solutions. 3 cases will come and check whether all the 3 cases are feasible or not. If yes, which is the optimal, you have to identify. First take down this, then we'll consider 1. Make it fast, ma. Take down this first. Let me know if you have finished. I'll erase it. Finished, ma? Now consider the element 1 for selection. Consider the next minimum element, which is 1 for selection. So with 1 you will get to 3 cases. First case, let me draw the matrices first for all the 3 cases.
మమ్మీ రీజన్తో ఇదే చేయవచ్చు. కట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
So we have three cases. In the first case, what I am doing is I am considering this one for selection. Whenever I consider this one, there should be no selections in the same row and there should be no selections in the same column, right? Now go to the second row. In the second row, we have two zeros. So we'll see which one we have to select. So meanwhile, you go to the third row, you just select this zero. If I select this zero, no selections in the same column and same row, right? Fourth row, we have this one and this one. You can either select this or this, right? Next, go in the fifth row also we have two possibilities, right? So whenever I suppose, let us suppose if I have selected this zero, you should not select anything in the same row. Whenever I deselected this zero, in the same column, you have to select either this or this, right? Here two possibilities we have. I am checking all the possibilities. Let us suppose if I select this zero, you have to deselect this. Whenever I deselected this zero, in this column you have only one possibility. Whenever I select this one, you should not select anything, right? Instead of this zero, if I select this one should be strike off. That means both the possibilities you have to check. With one possibilities, if you are unable to get the solution, go to the second possibility and check whether it is giving you the solution or not. So when you observe here, in all the rows and columns, we had the selection. So try to write the path A to B. Now go to Bth row, B to C, Cth row, C to D, go to Dth row, D to E, in Eth row, E to A. So it started and ended at the same vertex and has covered all the vertices. So this is a feasible solution. It is a feasible solution with the cost as, what is the cost of A to B? In the original matrix, if you see, the cost of A to B is 2, B to C is 3, C to D is 4, D to E is 5, E to A is 1. So that is 2 plus 3 is 5, 10, 15 is the cost. Clear? Now similarly go to the next case. In the next case, instead of this one, I will select this one. I'll consider this one for selection as my first selection. So whenever I selected this, you should not have any other selections in this and no selections in this column 2. Whenever I deselected this, there should be only one possible selection, that is this 0 in the second column. Whenever I selected this 0, no other selection should be in the same column. Whenever I deselected this one, there should be only one selection in the first column, so first row, right? So when you observe here, selection is there in first row and second row. In the third row, we have to select this 0 only. That is the only possibility. and in the fifth row also you have to select this 0, right? So when you observe this, we had selections in every row and column. Now try to write the path. A to B, B to E, E to A. Started and ended at the same vertex, but the remaining vertices, that is C, D, are not covered. C, comma D vertices are not covered, so this is not a feasible solution. Clear? No, second case is not a feasible solution. Now what about this third case? Here instead of this one, I'll select this one. Whenever I selected this, no other selections in the same row and no selections in the same column. So whenever I deselect this, there should be only one selection, possible selection in the first row. In the second row also there is only one possible selection. In the third row you have to select this, and in the fourth row we have two selections, right? Either this or this, but we cannot select this. Why? Because in this column we have already selected this, so you must select this 0. So in every row and column we had the selections, therefore you try to write the path. The path is A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to A. So this is also covering all the vertices and started and ended at the same vertex. Therefore, it is a feasible solution. And what is the path? The path is same. Whatever the path we got in the first case, this is the same path we got in the third case also. The cost will also be the same. Therefore, both are the feasible solution and optimal solution. Therefore, you can write the optimal solution as 1 A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to A with path cost as 15. Is it clear, ma? So this is about the traveling sales path. Madam, if you get one feasible solution, can we stop? Or no, we have to check all others. That is the reason I am telling. Feasible solution and optimal are different. If suppose in case 1, if you get the feasible solution with a cost of 20, then but if you don't move further, that means if you don't go do the third case, there in the third case, if you get a feasible solution with the cost as 15, which is minimum, 15 is minimum. If you stop with 20, that is not the shortest path. Traveling salesperson means what? Shortest path problem. You have to identify a path with minimum cost. So all the feasible solutions you have to identify. You cannot stop with one. Find out all feasible, compare all the feasible solution, identify which is minimum. That is your optimal solution. Is it clear? 7N. Watery. Now all of you take this mark. This is about shortest path problem. In the next class, we'll discuss planar graphs and chromatic number. After that, we'll discuss trees. Do you know that case 3 will also give you the same path? Shravya. That is the reason I am solving. After solving, I have identified that both are giving you the same path. Therefore, both are optimal only.